Ladies and gentlemen, the city of Bremerton comprises a population of roughly 44,000 individuals. This statistic is a statistic that I read recently on the web. It's easily researched by anybody, and you can find it on uscensus.gov. Roughly 15% of that population is children that are 18 and under, and about 5,000 of those children, as recently of 2020, are living in poverty. It's a question that we are all seeking answers to, and today my very special guest, Mr. Doc Blackwell, is a man that's answering that question. We appreciate you for joining us on Afternoons with Ash, and we hope that you'll stay here for this conversation. Thank you. You're a businessman, you're an entrepreneur, you're a producer, and you're also the founder of an organization who's been giving back to Kitsap for roughly 15 years.
Yes.
Your organization is called Doc Loves the Kids.
Yes.
Roughly 5,000 kids living here in poverty. I think the first thing that I would like to highlight about you as my guest is that you are a family man.
Right.
You come from a large family. You have 4 kids?
Yes.
4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what it's like in your experience being a father for a kid growing up here in Kitsap County.
Well, it's for me, it was fun being a father because I didn't have one, so I got to experience different things with my sons and my daughters. But it's rough, especially when your kid is a minority. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things they go through. It's a lot of things parents go through trying to show their kids that there's, they have adults that they can look up to that look like them.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm part of what Doc Love the Kids is about. You can go somewhere and find someone you can look up to and that you respect that looks like you. I want to be a man that a lot of these young people that can look up to and respect because I look like them as well.
Yeah.
It takes time and it takes effort to do the right thing. So I just want people, the kids, the youth, to know that doing the right thing is always better.
And, your organization, Doc Loves the Kids, it started out not from necessarily, a want to give to the entire community, but from an experience that you had, coaching Pee Wee basketball in the capacity of being a father.
Yeah, it was my son, I think he was 8 or 9 when I was coaching Pee Wee basketball. When you play basketball, you have shoes for home games and away games, and you don't wear your basketball shoes outside. So they're brand new shoes at the end of the season, basically, too. And we just had a bunch of them. Every kid had 2 pairs of shoes. I think we had 12 kids or something like that. And we ended up donating them to Salvation Army.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like probably 15 pair of shoes, 20 pair of shoes maybe. And then next year, we had other kids from other teams, the same organization. We had like 40 pair. It just kept getting bigger. And one year we just had a few hundred pair of shoes. And it started from there. 15, 20 pair of shoes to now. I think at our last backpack event, it was 297 kids there that came there and signed up and got, have fun and got backpacks and things of that nature. So it's getting big. I expect 1,000 next year.
What do you think of the statistics when you hear that there's 5,000 kids in the area?
I mean,
when you're doing this work out there, how does that make you feel to hear a number like that?
When you get a brand new pair of shoes, you feel different. You get a new haircut, you feel different. So I want every kid to be on that same playing field when they come out, when they go to school, or even we got a program. It's a Emmanuel Keith Taylor Scholarship Fund. It's for Pee Wee sports. So we want every kid to be able to play Pee Wees. That's one of our goals the next few years, that we want Pee Wee sports to be completely free in Kitsap County. So that's one of my goals that I want to get done in the next few years as well.
And, speaking of evening, the playing field, you did a recent backpack drive.
Yes, sir.
For anyone who was involved with that, I would like to mention that, this isn't, just someone's old backpack that's been, handed down. These are beautiful, brand new backpacks, art equipment, everything these kids need. And when you see the smiles on their faces, it must just bring you so much joy. Tell my audience a little bit about the different events that you hold throughout the year to try to help this problem here in the community?
The backpack event, I call it Doc Love the Kids Day. One of my friends, he passed away a few years ago. He was one of the people that was like, man, you should do this event and just give away free backpacks and give away everything free for the kids. So that was huge for me because, like you said, they're getting free backpacks. They're getting it's just basically like a free fun day for the kids. We got bouncy houses, face paint, snow cones, dunk machine. We have everything's for them just to have fun and for their parents just relax and let them do what they do. So I mean, that's just one of my favorite events. But we do all kinds of fundraisers. We do real fundraisers.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't say real fundraisers, but we do the best fundraisers. I mean, we got one called Briskets and Brews, where people donate money, and we got local barbecue grill masters that just make their briskets. And when it's a competition, but everything's free for everyone. I mean,
You guys challenged the Axe and Arrow recently.
well, we challenged them. They didn't accept. It's okay though. It's okay. Maybe
That
next
makes you
year.
undisputed this
Maybe
year.
next year they'll accept our challenge. But we had a bunch of local beers donate to the event, and it was just real fun. Like an adult, it was an adult, or 21 and up, but it was fun because it's just it's mostly my friends and people in the community who I love, and that's another thing. Everybody who donates, basically, it's the community. Our community is a huge part of the success of Doc Love the Kids. Our community is like over the years they show up every year. They show up. So our community, I give props to Kitsap County because they come through for us every year.
And they do. I mean, you look at some of the events that you've thrown, and they wouldn't be possible without strategic partnerships with local business, public figures, and musical artists. I would like to mention, the Slippery Pig, Fairgrounds Peace,
Yes.
Juice and Java.
Yes.
These are names that have come up a lot recently in the charity drives that you do, and they deserve, equal recognition. But, it's not a person. It's not a village. It's an army of people that are coming together right now.
True.
How has it grown over the years?
Like you just named a few. I mean, I could name. I don't want to do names because I'll forget some. It's so many different people, from barbers, people with hair salon, people I knew before who were, their life wasn't as stable as it is now. But now that their life is stable, they're there every single event. They're there. February, November. We do it every year. I think it's like our 7th year, but we call it Feed the Streets, where we make food like you make at home for Thanksgiving, for the holidays, like turkey, ham. We make everything for them, and we take it out to where the people are, in the woods, behind the buildings. We take it out there and we get them food, and hygiene packs, blankets if they need it, beanies. So we just want to make it as comfortable as possible until we can find a way to get them off the streets, and like the less fortunate families. My mom's 21 years old. She had 3 boys by the time she was 21. So I know what it's like to want and need things that I don't have.
To not have shoes.
Exactly.
To not have a backpack.
Exactly. So that's one of the reasons. It's like, I can tell. You know what I'm saying? The little kids is running around having fun. You can't see it in their eyes, but I know. So I help I try to help the parents, because that's where it starts. If you help the parents, then the kids get the help they need. A lot of things start with the babies. So that's why I focus on the kids. And we focus on the kids, but I have a new program that we're starting. It's for 18 to 24s, because that's another age group where they lose focus. Once you get out of high school, you don't know if you go left or right. You lose focus if things don't go exactly how it's planned. So I have a couple programs that I'm starting soon where we're going to help them get into college, help them get jobs, help them learn how to be, good members of society, as well as like my what is it called, the More Than Music program we just started. It's called More Than Music. It's for ages 13 to 18, and it's where some kids might need someone to sit there with them and help them through different things in life. Maybe they don't have a father at home. Maybe their parents are on drugs, or maybe different situations like that. So we want to help them by teaching them music, teaching them photography, teaching them videography. So we want to we want to get kids in the places where they will have fun, not just, school is not for everybody, but you learn different. Everyone learns different. So we want to give them different ways to learn. We're just trying to make it work so our society be a better place for all kids, not just certain people or not just, we just want it better for everybody.
And, that's just what it is, though. On the recent show that, we've been working on
Right.
together, it starts out building a better tomorrow
Mhm.
because, that's what you're trying to do here. Those kids that come to the music camp, tell me a little bit about who those kids are. What do they look like? What is their home life like?
Well, one of the kids, I knew his mother. I'm not gonna say his name, but I knew his mom. She called me. She's like, he's right. He's doing good in school. He's ready to go to to the next level, go to college, but he needs to focus more. And she was like, he likes music, so okay, boom. He gets into class and he excels. It's like you can see certain kids get in front of a microphone or in front of a computer, and you can see their eyes light up, and you're like, okay, this is what he likes. And just even if it's not music, just basketball for some kids or reading for some kids, you just gotta figure it out. Like schools, teachers do the best they can. Teachers do the best job they can, but sometimes everybody don't learn the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we want to expand the teaching. We want kids to be able to come in the classroom and see someone who looks like themselves, or see someone who talks like them, and it helps. I remember when I first moved here from Ohio, it was so hard for me to transition at first because there was nobody who looked like me in the whole school system here. You know what I mean? Like, not one person. And that kind of taught me something later in life as well, as I just be able to adjust in any situation. You know what I'm saying? But at that time of my age, at that time of my life, it was hard to adjust to having no one to look up to that looks like me. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just want to be that change that gives them someone to look up to, because my life ain't always been perfect. I haven't always done the right thing, and I want people to know that you don't always stuff can change for the better for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another recent statistic that I was looking at, kind of reflects on what you're saying. As recently as 2020, our population is 67% completely white.
Right.
How do you think it feels for those kids to have somebody that looks like them, that, is interested in the things that they're interested in?
I mean, I remember when I first saw in Kitsap County, when I first had my first black teacher or first black principal, I remember those things. I remember it's like, man, okay. Because I come from Ohio, where I come from in Akron, Ohio, my whole school was black. I moved here in 7th grade, halfway through 7th grade, my whole school was black. Everybody at the school, janitors, teachers, principals, everybody. And then halfway through the year, I moved, go to Central Kitsap, and it's like 8 black people in the whole school.
Yeah.
That's all kids. And it was like, man, that's a big difference. So I remember it was like when I first had my first teacher that looked like me, or that looked like somebody I knew. And it's just refreshing. It makes things easier. It makes things more you get more comfortable sometimes, instead of always feeling like, they're talking about you.
Well, when you're poor, you're living in fear.
Right.
It's not easy to communicate.
Right.
I think it's so important and valuable that, in a community like ours, that we have that.
Right.
And, I think it's also important to highlight that Doc loves the kids. It represents everybody.
Right.
There's kids from every household
Definitely
getting involved in music. All creeds, religions, races are represented in what you're doing. Nobody gets left out. And, I think that's the difference in what your organization is doing, that a lot of other people aren't. You're not closing doors.
Right.
Speaking of doors that have been closed in the past, here in Kitsap County, we're seeing regulations being lifted because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying now that the crisis is completely over. Festivals are coming back. We're having more and more musicians visit the area. You work a lot with local music artists, and
Yes.
You do so in a charitable fashion, so that when they're doing their performances, you're also giving back to the community.
Right. Lions Den 360. It's a music group, and it's just a hard battle in Kitsap County with most of the hip hop artists being black or of color. So it's like a lot of the events, a lot of the fairs, a lot of festivals, they don't allow hip hop there.
Yeah.
And we've been fighting it for a long time, and it's just something it's Kitsap County. That's just something that they've been like, and if we don't put it together ourselves, we don't get to do it. So what I've done is I'll say, hey, let's put together a show. You know, my artists, the guys who I deal with, they get paid for their performances because they put in the hours, they put in the time. So I'm like, if we do a show, since they say hip hop is so bad, we're gonna donate all the money to give back, to go feed the homeless, or go feed, or to go give some kids who need Christmas presents, go buy a Christmas present for them. And all my guys, they've been there. Like Jordy, he's in the studio with us now. He's been there probably 7 years to every event. He's been giving back to every event he's been working at. And he was a young kid then. He's a grown man now. So it's like, even one of my other artists, he came on his birthday to give back to the community. So it's like, you guys are shunning the guys who are out here really grassroots, in the ground, in the paint, giving back to our community, helping our community. Like, you can look at videos or pictures from my events from years ago, and you're gonna see Jordy with short hair back then. You're gonna see all my guys in there doing what they do, and it's like, just give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? Things change, everybody changes, give them a chance. I don't have a problem with country, acoustic. I'll deal with artists that does those genres. But it doesn't have to be just that, because that's not the only thing in this community now. We're making changes in here, and I think everybody should make a change. I have stories I can go into about it, but it's not really that serious. They know what it is, and they just need to let us get a chance. Welling Days, Kitsap County Fair, Blackberry Festival, all those things. Let us come. We'll show you guys how to party, and we'll donate every penny back to helping the community.
Sorry, Mike, I had to cough right there. I'll get right back in my spot. I was holding that in.
Good job.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's good.
So, Doc, speaking of these festivals and doors that have been closed in the past, while we're talking here to our community, what does Doc Loves the Kids need to grow these festivals, to make it larger? I mean, who can we appeal to out here in our audience, in order to make this happen?
Yeah, I just think people got to be more open-minded. It's like, they hear a lot of things about hip hop shows and different things like that. We've been doing hip hop shows out here for years, over 10 years, and has not even an argument at none of our shows. Now, you can see TV and see everything, you see all the terrible things happen, but just give us a chance. I promise it'll be what we tell you it's going to be. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of people there, everybody happy and having fun. And like I said before, we always donate all the money back, or proceeds of the money back, to giving back to the kids or giving back to the community. And that's just what we do. That we make that. That's why we call it More Than Music, because it's about more than music with us. It's like we go work hard in the studio, and we have a couple shows coming up in the next month, and we're giving everything back. Every penny back that we make, we're giving it back to feeding the less fortunate, providing hygiene packs for them. Kids without moms or dads, single parent homes, we're buying all their Christmas presents. We're gonna make you guys show us some love and respect out here and give us a stage. We're gonna make you guys do it. So,
I got two final questions for you,
sir.
Doc. But before I ask you those, why don't you let the viewers know where they can find you coming up? You mentioned you got a few things going on. Obviously,
Yes.
Thanksgiving's coming up. You'll be doing the feast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So
where can we find you?
October 2nd, from 1 to 5, we'll be on Martin Luther King Jr. Street, whatever it is, in West Bremerton. It's a huge event. The Kitsap Black Kids Student Union, they're putting it together. It's gonna be a huge event. It's fun, free for everybody. October 22nd, We'll be at the Slippery Pig. The owner, Dave Lambert, he's one of the only venues that show hip hop 100% love out here. Dave Lambert is Slippery Pig in Paulsbo. We have Lady Dice coming to perform up there, and it's going to be huge. Every penny's donated to help give food and hygiene packs for less fortunate in our homeless community in Kitsap County. And we're just excited, man, to be able to showcase ourselves to our community, because we know we bring to the table. Everywhere we go, oh yeah, October 5th we'll be at Rainier Radio Avenue as well. October 5th, Rainier. So October 2nd, West Bremerton by the Marvin Williams Center on Martin Luther King Drive. October 5th, we'll be on Rainier Avenue Radio in Seattle, Washington. And October 22nd at the Slippery Pigs, all ages. Come on out, have some fun.
Doc, you know, I like to ask all my guests the same two final questions. For you, what is the thing that you truly love about this community?
It's like I tell everybody, it's so crazy that when I ask for donations or when I'm saying I'm going to put an event together, it's the people with the less money that give the most. And that's what I love about my community, because we all pull together. I mean, if you come to one of my events, you'll see everything. You'll see a rainbow of every color. Like you might see the mayor. You might see a biker there. You might see a rapper. It's just everybody. You'll see. I mean, it's crazy, and that's what Kitsap represents to me. Not just black or white. We got everything. We got every nationality, every class of people, and it's just we need to stick together more. And then the more we stick together, the more unstoppable we'll be.
Final question, Doc. 5,000 kids. Can we bring that number down?
Lord willing, and I promise you I won't stop till we do. So I got a lot of plans, but like I said, we need the community to back us a little more, and I won't stop until we do. I can promise you that.
Ladies and gentlemen, these ideas aren't revolutionary. It doesn't take much to get involved, and Doc is a man who's been doing that in the community. It's so important that we get behind him and lift this charity up. Doc loves the kids. Wouldn't be possible without the help from Boomhouse Studios here in Bremerton, and all the wonderful artists that are involved. I strongly suggest that every single one of you get out there, go to these shows. Lady Dice on the 22nd at the Slippery Pig.
Yes, sir.
And if you're feeling like, helping out in the community, come out, help Doc feed these people. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. They're going to be hungry, and they're going to need you. So, Doc Blackwell, thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you,
man.
Enough.
Anytime.
Mm-hmm.